Hello, and welcome to Science for Sleeping. Tonight, we drift gently away from the noise of our world and into the calm presence of a companion that has watched over humanity for millennia, the moon. It hangs silently in the dark expanse above, a pale guardian circling our planet in quiet rhythm. Its light is soft, reflective, never harsh, and it draws us to look upward with a calm curiosity, inviting contemplation. The moon is smaller than Earth, yet its influence is vast. Its gravity, gentle yet constant, shapes the tides, nudges the tilt of our planet, and subtly regulates the passage of time in ways invisible to our daily lives. Every wave upon the ocean carries the whisper of its pull, a silent rhythm that has persisted for billions of years. The moon is both a mirror and a guide, reflecting sunlight and shaping the motions of Earth in delicate balance. Its surface is a record of cosmic history. Craters pock the landscape like scars, each one formed by impacts that occurred long before humans walked our planet. Some craters are enormous, stretching hundreds of kilometers across, remnants of collisions so violent that they reshaped the lunar surface. Others are small, delicate indentations, the aftermath of tiny meteoroids traveling through the void, their marks preserved indefinitely in the moon's unchanging regolith. The plains of the moon, known as maria, are dark expanses formed by ancient volcanic activity. Long ago, molten lava flowed across the surface, pooling in vast basins and cooling to create smooth plains, contrasting with the rugged highlands. These maria cover only a fraction of the moon, yet they are the regions most familiar to the human eye, giving the moon its characteristic two-tone appearance when viewed from Earth. Even in its silence, the moon is dynamic. Beneath the crust lies a mantle that once roared with volcanic activity. Deep within, a small metallic core turns slowly, generating a faint magnetic field. Though imperceptible from Earth, this subtle movement is a heartbeat of motion hidden beneath the calm, a reminder that stillness can exist alongside hidden activity. The moon is perfectly synchronized with its orbit, always showing the same face to our eyes. This phenomenon, called tidal locking, means the far side remains hidden from direct view. For centuries, humans imagined this far side as a secret world, rugged and mysterious, and only in the modern era have spacecraft revealed its unique landscapes. There are fewer maria here, and the terrain is jagged and densely cratered, a landscape shaped by different collisions and flows than the near side we know so well. The moon's influence extends beyond tides. Its gravitational presence stabilizes Earth's axial tilt, preventing chaotic variations that could otherwise drastically alter our seasons and climate. Its quiet force is a cosmic metronome, keeping rhythms in check and sustaining the environment in which life thrives. The regolith, the fine dust and broken rock covering the lunar surface, is a layer both fragile and ancient. Formed over billions of years through micrometeorite impacts and the relentless bombardment of solar wind, it carries traces of exotic elements like helium-3, rare on Earth, stirring imaginations of future energy sources. Astronauts' footprints remain pressed into this surface unchanged for decades, perhaps millennia, for the moon knows neither wind nor rain to erase their passage. Mountains rise silently on the moon. The Apennine Range, bordering the Imbrium Basin, forms jagged peaks that catch sunlight, casting long shadows across basalt plains. These heights are remnants of immense impacts, the crust pushed upward and folded in the aftermath of collisions that reshaped the lunar face. Unlike Earth's mountains, they erode almost imperceptibly, only sculpted by temperature extremes and occasional seismic tremors. Water exists, though hidden. In the perpetually shadowed craters near the lunar poles, ice endures untouched for eons. This ice hints at the possibility of sustaining future explorers, offering a connection between the moon and life as we know it, a frozen reservoir of potential within a stark, airless world. The moon cycles through its phases with quiet regularity. Waxing and waning, it choreographs a monthly rhythm of shadow and illumination. Each phase is a subtle interplay of geometry and light, inspiring myths, art, and science, shaping calendars and guiding human imagination through millennia. Its color is more nuanced than often imagined. Not merely silver or white, the moon holds shades of gray, ochre, and brown, variations revealed when sunlight strikes at different angles. Its subtle tones remind us that even familiar objects have hidden complexity, waiting for patient observation to reveal their depth. Lava tubes beneath the surface may provide shelter, hollow tunnels created by ancient flows, offering natural protection from radiation and temperature extremes. Central peaks rise in some craters, rebounding from impacts like echoes frozen in stone. Catenea, chains of craters, trace the paths of cosmic debris, delicate threads weaving stories of destruction and creation across the moon's face. Moonquakes ripple through the interior, caused by tidal forces, meteor impacts, and thermal expansion. They are gentle reminders that even a world appearing dead retains subtle motion, a quiet dynamism beneath stillness. The moon drifts slowly from Earth, receding at a few centimeters per year. This gradual separation will one day alter the length of days and the rhythm of tides, a reminder of time's patient passage, imperceptible in a human lifetime, but inevitable over millions of years. The first humans to set foot left footprints and instruments, adding a layer of human memory atop billions of years of solitude. Lunar reflectors still send back beams of light, tiny signals across the void, connecting our world with the moon's silent presence. Lunar eclipses cast a copper glow, the moon passing through Earth's shadow, a cosmic interplay of light and dark. Such events remind us of alignment, motion, and geometry in the heavens, a slow choreography unfolding above. Subtle variations in brightness, lunar libration, allow us to glimpse more than half of the surface over time. The moon gently rocks in its orbit, revealing hidden terrains to those patient enough to observe, a slow unveiling of secrets. Each crater, ridge, and plain is a chapter in the moon's story. Mare Tranquillitatis, the Sea of Tranquility, bears the memory of volcanic flows long cooled, and the mark of humanity's first steps beyond Earth. Other regions, like Mare Crisium and Oceanus Procellarum, tell of lava flows, impacts, and the quiet sculpting of a world untouched by wind or water. Even subtle features, like the bright rays extending from craters such as Tycho, hint at relatively recent impacts, scattering debris across thousands of kilometers. These streaks are frozen in time, like brushstrokes on a canvas, revealing motion and force preserved in stillness. We move across the moon's surface and notice subtle variations in the soil itself. Some regions sparkle faintly, flecked with tiny mineral grains that reflect sunlight differently, whispering of chemical diversity in an otherwise monochrome landscape. These minerals, anorthosite in the highlands, basalt in the Maria, tell of the moon's violent and molten past. Their distribution maps the ancient flows of lava and the impacts that reshaped the surface, allowing us to read history in stone and dust. The moon preserves time, in a way Earth never can. There is no wind to sculpt valleys, no rain to wash away evidence of what once was. Here, billions of years can rest untouched, layered in rock and dust. When we gaze at the craters, each tells not only of impact, but of age, a chronology of events measured in eons. Some craters are fresh, their edges sharp and shadows deep. Others are worn, softened by micrometeorite bombardment over unimaginable spans of time. In certain craters near the poles, sunlight never reaches. These permanently shadowed regions are frigid, colder than the vacuum of space elsewhere. Within them, ice persists, perhaps delivering insight into the moon's water cycle and its potential to support future exploration. These hidden reservoirs are fragile archives of both water and history, a quiet testament to the complexity even on a barren world. We notice the moon's subtle magnetic traces. Though weak, they hint at a time when the moon may have had a stronger magnetic field, a molten interior capable of sustaining dynamo action. These ancient fields left their mark on rocks that still remember the pull of invisible forces, delicate memory encoded in metallic grains. Volcanic activity once shaped much more of the moon than we now see. Vast lava plains and the smooth maria were born from flows that cooled and solidified over millions of years. Some regions contain domes and cones, low volcanic hills formed by magma rising slowly, evidence that the moon's interior once moved with slow, persistent energy. The volcanic history is a quiet song of fire beneath stone, now frozen in silence. Rills, the moon's long channels, trace ancient lava paths. They twist and turn across the surface, remnants of fluid motion now solidified. Walking along their imagined curves, we sense the hidden energy that once sculpted them, a dance of molten rock in a landscape otherwise still. The moon is a recorder of cosmic violence. Every impact crater, every streak of ejecta, speaks of collisions with meteoroids, asteroids, and comets. Tycho, Copernicus, and Kepler, some of the most prominent craters, shine as reminders of relatively recent cosmic encounters, their rays stretching outward, delicate filaments of dust and rock frozen in place. Even the moon's orientation changes subtly. Libration in latitude and longitude allows observers from Earth to glimpse slightly more than half of its surface over time. This gentle rocking is a slow unveiling of hidden features, a rhythmic motion that reveals new landscapes for those patient enough to watch. Shadows move slowly across the craters and plains, changing with lunar days. Each day lasts about 29.5 Earth days, a slow rotation and revolution that bathes the surface in extended periods of light and darkness. Temperatures swing dramatically, from blistering heat to bone-chilling cold, yet the moon endures, stoic in its silent orbit. Its influence on Earth extends to the very rhythm of life. Tidal forces modulate the oceans, shaping coastlines, estuaries, and ecosystems. Ancient organisms evolved with these rhythms, attuned to the moon's pull, connecting the cycles of life to celestial motion. The moon's far side, once unseen, is a rugged mystery. Heavily cratered and largely devoid of maria, it preserves a record of impacts that we cannot observe directly from Earth. Its highlands are densely packed with ancient craters, a testament to the relentless bombardment of the early solar system. We also encounter unusual features called mascons, regions of concentrated mass beneath the surface. These areas subtly alter the Moon's gravity, affecting the orbit of spacecraft and revealing variations in the density of the crust. Mascons are remnants of ancient collisions, frozen disruptions that continue to influence motion across space and time. The Moon carries chemical surprises. Samples returned by Apollo missions reveal an abundance of oxygen, silicon, magnesium, and iron, along with trace amounts of rarer elements. Some rocks contain isotopes suggesting that much of the material originated from Earth itself, flung into orbit by cataclysmic impacts long ago. Its surface reflects sunlight with a subtle albedo, varying across regions. The highlands shine brighter, composed of reflective anorthosite, while the maria absorb more light, appearing darker. These variations create a tapestry of light and shadow, a gentle texture observable even with small telescopes. The Moon has an ephemeral atmosphere, a tenuous exosphere composed of helium, neon, and hydrogen. It is nearly a vacuum by Earth standards, yet it responds to solar wind, cosmic radiation, and micrometeorite impacts, a whisper of a world that almost breathes. Lunar swirls, enigmatic bright patterns trace lines across maria and plains. Their origins are not fully understood, but may relate to magnetic anomalies or past cometary interactions. They create subtle beauty, a delicate calligraphy of light across basaltic surfaces. Even dust behaves uniquely. Electrostatic charging lifts fine grains into short dust storms at sunrise and sunset, making particles float briefly above the surface. In the absence of wind, these grains dance lightly, moved by forces imperceptible to humans, a ghostly ballet in silence. The Moon preserves radiation histories. Solar wind embeds particles in surface grains, creating records of past solar activity. These grains act as tiny chronometers, silent archives of cosmic weather, waiting patiently for us to read them. Its orbit is not perfectly circular, but slightly elliptical. This eccentricity leads to variations in apparent size from Earth, making supermoons appear larger and perigee moons slightly closer than apogee moons. The gentle waxing and waning is a reminder of motion's subtle variations, the precision of celestial mechanics in action. Even the craters tell stories of rebound. Central peaks arise in larger craters, caused by the surface bouncing back after impact. These peaks are miniature mountains, evidence of elasticity in rock under violent force, a counterpoint to the otherwise still plains. Beneath the surface, there may be ancient magma chambers, pockets of once liquid rock preserved in cool silence. If explored, they could reveal secrets about the Moon's interior, its heat history, and its volcanic life long ceased but not forgotten. Lunar dust is sharp and abrasive, unlike anything on Earth. It clings to spacesuits, irritates eyes and lungs, and yet carries the history of billions of years in its jagged grains. Every particle is a record of cosmic interaction, preserved in the absence of erosion. The Moon's surface holds textures and patterns unseen without careful observation. Small depressions, subtle ridges, and overlapping crater chains tell of repeated collisions, a history written in rock. Some of these formations are concentric, a delicate symmetry born of immense energy, as if the Moon itself responded to impact with measured design. Beneath the regolith, layers of rock reveal the sequence of time. Scientists can read these strata like pages in a book, understanding the sequence of lava flows, meteor impacts, and tectonic shifts that shaped the moon's face. These layers are records of cosmic memory, preserved in silence, untouched by wind or rain. We notice the moon's albedo features, subtle differences in brightness that hint at chemical diversity. Mare Serenitatis contrasts gently with Mare Imbrium, and Mare Nubium stretches across the plains, each marking ancient volcanic events cooled and preserved over eons. These plains are the moon's calm surfaces, soft against the jagged highlands, a balance of serenity and ruggedness. Lunar craters vary not only in size, but in depth and form. Some have terraced walls, formed as rock slumped inward after impact. Others host central peaks or rings, delicate topography that speaks of the moon's internal resilience. Tycho crater, with its radiating rays, exemplifies a relatively recent impact, the rays stretching thousands of kilometers, white streaks across dark terrain, a fingerprint of motion frozen in time. The moon rotates and revolves in synchrony, a delicate dance called tidal locking. This slow, precise motion ensures we always see the near side. The far side remains hidden, a mystery, rugged and ancient, punctuated by deep craters and fewer maria. This unseen hemisphere preserves a record of the solar system's history, untouched by human observation until recent decades. We can sense the moon's gentle motion in its influence on Earth. Tides rise and fall, subtly shaping coastlines and estuaries. Ancient life forms adapted to these rhythms, embedding the moon's gentle pull into cycles of reproduction and behavior. Even today, tides mark a dialogue between Earth and its companion, a slow, rhythmic heartbeat connecting land, water, and sky. Some lunar craters are flooded by lava, softened over time. Mare Crisium, Mare Fecunditatis, and Oceanus Procellarum were once molten seas, cooled into basalt plains that now capture sunlight in gentle contrast with surrounding highlands. These flows offer a map of ancient activity, lava quietly spilling across a world now silent. The moon's surface holds evidence of tectonic subtlety. Wrinkle ridges, small compressions across maria, suggest that the crust contracted slightly as lava cooled. These gentle features are a reminder that even a world without plate tectonics experiences slow, imperceptible motion beneath its calm surface. Beneath shadowed craters, ice preserves history. Lunar polar ice contains not only water, but traces of hydrogen, carbon, and other elements. It hints at the bombardment of comets and asteroids, frozen witnesses to a dynamic past. Exploration may someday allow us to tap this resource, a bridge between survival and curiosity. The moon's interior is layered: crust, mantle, and core. Its core is small, partially molten, generating a faint magnetic field in the past. Magnetic anomalies on the surface are echoes of this ancient dynamo, captured in rocks that retain their magnetism for billions of years. We notice fine dust, electrostatically charged. At sunrise and sunset, these particles float briefly above the surface, lifted by subtle electric forces. In the absence of wind, the dust moves in silence, a delicate ballet of grains responding to forces invisible yet persistent. Lunar swirls, bright curving patterns across maria, remain enigmatic. They may be linked to magnetic fields or past cometary interactions, their light contrasting softly with the basalt beneath. These swirls are like calligraphy across a silent canvas, elegant and quiet, revealing complexity in a seemingly simple world. Even the moon's movement is not perfectly circular. Its orbit is slightly elliptical, giving rise to supermoons and perigee moons, moments when it appears larger in the sky. This gentle variation is a reminder of motion's subtle influence, a delicate rhythm that changes our perspective even as the moon's presence remains constant. The moon preserves records of solar wind. Helium and other particles embed in the regolith, marking epochs of activity. These grains are time capsules, waiting for patient observers to read the history of the sun itself. Central peaks in craters arise from the rebound of the surface after impacts. These peaks are miniature mountains, evidence of elasticity and resilience, silent monuments to the forces that shape them. Lava tubes may hide beneath, long, hollow passages formed during ancient flows, potentially shelters from radiation and extreme temperature swings. Even small impacts leave traces. Microcraters accumulate slowly, altering the texture of regolith over millions of years. Each grain of dust holds a record, a tiny story of collision and survival in a world without wind or water to erase its memory. The moon's influence extends beyond tides. Its gravitational presence stabilizes Earth's axial tilt, maintaining the predictability of seasons. Without the moon, our planet's rotation might wobble unpredictably, altering climate and life rhythms. In this quiet way, the moon safeguards conditions that support life. The far side of the moon is rugged, cratered, and largely untouched. Its highlands preserve ancient impacts, a record of the solar system's history that predates most of Earth's surface. This hemisphere reminds us that even familiar celestial bodies have hidden realms waiting for discovery. Mass cons, concentrations of mass beneath the surface, subtly affect spacecraft orbits. They are remnants of colossal impacts, frozen in structure, yet active in influence. These anomalies hint at the complexity beneath a calm surface, where history and physics intertwine. The moon contains chemical surprises. Apollo samples reveal oxygen, silicon, magnesium, and iron, along with trace isotopes suggesting Earth origin material. Each rock carries a story of formation, impact, and cosmic exchange, a tangible connection between our planet and its companion. Its surface is textured, with subtle contrasts in brightness and hue. Light interacts differently with highlands and maria, producing a soft tapestry of gray and ochre. Observing these variations invites meditation, a slow appreciation of complexity in apparent simplicity. The moon holds quiet mysteries in its highlands, where jagged peaks rise from ancient impacts. These mountains, some stretching kilometers in height, are frozen echoes of violent collisions, remnants of a time when the solar system was young and chaotic. Their surfaces are etched with shadows and sunlight, a subtle contrast that shifts gently as the lunar day passes, revealing forms that seem to breathe with a silent rhythm. Beneath the surface, the moon's mantle preserves memories of its early heat. Partial melting allowed lava to flow, forming the dark maria we see today. Yet these flows were not uniform. Some regions remain rugged and elevated, evidence of uneven cooling and varying composition. Each layer of basalt and anthracite records the moon's evolving interior, a geological diary written over billions of years. The moon's far side is a landscape of contrasts. It is heavily cratered, with fewer maria than the near side, suggesting that lava flows were less frequent there. This hidden hemisphere carries the fingerprints of celestial events long before life appeared on Earth. Its rugged terrain preserves secrets of formation, collision, and cosmic motion, waiting silently for human eyes to uncover them. We can sense the moon's influence in the rhythm of Earth itself. Tides rise and fall, subtly shifting coastlines, shaping estuaries, and influencing the behavior of countless organisms. The moon's gravitational pull is a gentle metronome, guiding the movement of water and life in a cycle that has persisted for eons. Each wave, each tidal shift, is a whisper of its presence, a quiet connection between two celestial bodies. Lunar rills trace paths carved by ancient lava flows. These channels twist across plains and valleys, a record of fluid motion now solidified. Their curves and meanders tell stories of past energy, of molten rock flowing in patterns dictated by gravity and terrain. Walking along them in imagination, one feels the slow, persistent shaping of a world that is at once still and dynamic. The moon's craters vary in form. Some are simple bowls, small depressions caused by minor impacts. Others are complex, with terraced walls and central peaks, evidence of powerful collisions and rebound. Craters such as Copernicus and Kepler display rays that stretch for hundreds of kilometers, a delicate pattern frozen in dust, a visual echo of kinetic energy transformed into permanent form. Electrostatic forces cause fine lunar dust to levitate briefly at sunrise and sunset. In the absence of wind, these particles dance in silence, responding only to the electric charge of the sun and the moon's surface. They move like ephemeral spirits, floating above craters and plains, a reminder that even in apparent stillness, subtle motion exists. Lunar swirls, mysterious bright patterns across the Maria, add delicate contrast to the dark basalt plains. Their origins are still debated. Some may relate to magnetic anomalies or ancient cometary interactions. These patterns appear as brushstrokes across a silent canvas, quiet artwork etched by forces we are only beginning to understand. The moon's orbit is elliptical, bringing it closer or farther from Earth over time. This variation creates the phenomenon of supermoons, when the moon appears larger and brighter in our sky. These changes are gentle reminders of the precision and elegance of celestial mechanics, a slow dance measured in thousands of years. The moon's tiny exosphere, nearly a vacuum by Earth standards, responds to solar wind and micrometeorite impacts. Though tenuous, it carries particles that whisper of interaction with the sun, a fragile breath of environment in a world without atmosphere. Even small impacts leave long-lasting marks. Microcraters accumulate over billions of years, subtly altering the texture of regolith. Each tiny depression records a moment of collision, a small story of energy dissipated and surface changed. Dust grains themselves are time capsules, containing isotopes that trace solar activity and cosmic history. The moon stabilizes Earth's rotation. Without it, our axial tilt might vary wildly, changing seasons and climate dramatically. Its gravitational presence is a silent guardian, keeping the environment suitable for life and maintaining rhythms that have guided ecosystems for millennia. Central peaks arise in larger craters from the rebound of rock after impact. These peaks, like miniature mountains, demonstrate the moon's elasticity, evidence that even stone responds to force. Some craters have rings or terraces, subtle features that speak of complexity hidden within apparent simplicity. Lunar ice preserves not only water, but chemical traces of ancient cosmic events. In permanently shadowed craters, ice may contain hydrogen, carbon, and other elements deposited over billions of years. These frozen archives offer both a resource and a record, a connection between past bombardments and potential future exploration. Even subtle shifts in lunar brightness reveal hidden detail. Libration exposes slightly more than half of the moon's surface to Earth over time, a gentle rocking that allows patient observers to glimpse otherwise unseen regions. This slow motion is an invitation to notice, to meditate upon subtle change, a reminder that even constant companions hold secrets. The moon carries chemical clues of Earth itself. Some isotopes found in lunar rocks suggest material flung from our planet during ancient impacts, a silent transfer of matter across space. These connections hint at the intertwined histories of Earth and Moon, a delicate interplay written in stone. Its surface is textured with gentle contrasts, light and dark woven across plains and highlands. Shadows shift with the slow passing of the lunar day, revealing form and depth in ways that reward careful observation. Each crater, ridge, and mare contributes to a landscape at once familiar and alien, a study in subtle geometry and light. Mascons, concentrations of mass beneath the surface, influence spacecraft orbits and reveal hidden density variations. These anomalies are relics of ancient impacts, persistent traces of energy absorbed by the moon and frozen into structure. They remind us that even in apparent stillness, forces continue to shape motion and trajectory. Lunar domes, low volcanic hills, hint at gentle eruptions long ago. Their shapes vary subtly, some perfectly round, others irregular, evidence of the viscosity and flow of magma across the surface. These domes are quiet markers of a dynamic interior, long since cooled but still readable in stone. Even the moon's shadow, cast upon Earth during eclipses, tells of geometry and alignment. The slow movement of light across its surface during such events is a meditation on motion, a celestial rhythm visible to those who pause to observe. The moon's gentle phases are a quiet testament to geometry and light. Each night it shifts slowly, waxing and waning, a serene progression from crescent to full, then retreating again. Observing these changes, one can sense the passage of time in a rhythm slower than days and hours, a cadence measured in weeks, tied to celestial motion and reflection. Its surface is a mosaic of contrasts. Light-colored highlands, formed of anorthosite, rise above darker maria, basalt plains once molten and now still. The textures invite contemplation. Smoothness interrupted by crater chains, shadows falling across jagged ridges, patterns etched by cosmic history. These contrasts create a quiet visual poetry, a landscape both alien and deeply familiar. Lunar craters hold stories in their geometry. Simple craters are bowls, the remnants of small collisions, while complex craters boast terraces, central peaks, and rings. Tycho, Copernicus, and Kepler shine with rays extending outward, patterns of dust and rock frozen in place. Each is a monument to the moon's dynamic past, a reminder that even a seemingly still surface bears witness to energy and transformation. We notice subtle variations in brightness across the surface. Lunar swirls, delicate and bright, trace arcs across dark plains, enigmatic in origin. Some may correspond to magnetic anomalies, others perhaps to past cometary activity. They are elegant scripts written by invisible forces, quiet reminders that complexity exists even in silent landscapes. Beneath the regolith, the moon's interior records motion and heat. partial melting formed ancient lava flows, filling basins and creating maria, while uneven cooling left rugged highlands. Layers of basalt and anorthosite chronicle events over billions of years, preserving a narrative of formation, impact, and reshaping. The moon stabilizes Earth's axial tilt, a subtle but profound influence. Without it, seasons might fluctuate chaotically, climates shifting dramatically, life adapting to uncertainty. In its quiet orbit, the moon safeguards balance, an unseen steward of planetary harmony. Even small impacts leave lasting evidence. Microcraters accumulate slowly over eons, altering the texture of lunar dust. Fine grains embed solar wind particles, recording epochs of activity from the sun and the solar system. Each grain is a time capsule, carrying chemical traces and energy histories preserved in the stillness of space. Central peaks rise in larger craters as the surface rebounds after impact. These miniature mountains are evidence of elasticity, subtle responses to force. Some craters possess terraced walls or concentric rings, delicate structures revealing hidden complexity. Lava tubes, formed during ancient flows, may extend for kilometers, offering natural shelters beneath an airless surface, silent corridors of potential exploration. Electrostatic levitation animates lunar dust at sunrise and sunset. Fine particles float briefly above the surface, responding to electrical forces in the absence of wind. This ghostly movement is a quiet dance, a momentary reminder that even on a world of apparent stillness, subtle forces create motion. The moon's orbit is slightly elliptical, producing variations in apparent size from Earth. Supermoons and perigee moons appear larger, closer, as the delicate balance of gravity and distance shifts. This gentle change encourages reflection on impermanence, the subtle rhythms that govern motion across the solar system. Lunar ice, preserved in permanently shadowed craters, holds water and traces of hydrogen, carbon, and other elements. These reserves are frozen archives of cosmic events, remnants of cometary impacts and solar interactions, quietly waiting for future explorers to uncover their secrets. Its magnetic traces hint at a time when the moon possessed a stronger field, generated by a partially molten core. Rocks retain these ancient magnetizations, evidence of dynamo activity long ceased. These magnetic memories are subtle yet persistent, encoded in the moon's structure, a quiet record of internal motion. The far side of the moon remains largely unseen from Earth, a rugged landscape of craters and highlands. It preserves evidence of ancient collisions, a record untouched by human eyes until spacecraft revealed its terrain. Its jagged formations contrast with the smoother maria of the near side, hinting at asymmetry in volcanic activity and impact history. Mass cons, concentrations of mass beneath the surface, subtly influence orbiting spacecraft. They are relics of colossal impacts, frozen in place, yet active in gravitational effect. These hidden anomalies remind us that even when a world appears calm, underlying structures continue to shape motion and trajectory. Lunar domes, gentle volcanic hills, suggest slow eruptions long ago. Their forms vary, some rounded, others irregular, reflecting the viscosity of ancient lava. These domes are quiet markers of activity, subtle evidence that beneath apparent stillness lies a history of movement and energy. Even the moon's shadow during an eclipse tells of precise alignment and timing. The slow movement of light and darkness across its surface and ours is a meditation on celestial order, a demonstration of the interplay between light, shadow, and motion across space. Water traces in lunar soil suggest interactions with the solar wind. Hydrogen atoms combine with oxygen in the regolith to form tiny amounts of hydroxyl, a gentle chemical dance facilitated by sunlight. This subtle process continues today, a quiet alchemy under the vast emptiness of space. The moon's exosphere, though nearly a vacuum, contains helium, neon, and hydrogen, particles responsive to solar and cosmic forces. It is a whisper of environment, almost imperceptible, yet present, a delicate breath in a world of silence. Central peaks and crater rims tell stories of impact and resilience. Rock responds to immense energy, rebounding, folding, and fracturing, leaving behind features that persist for billions of years. Observing these structures, one appreciates the moon's quiet endurance, its memory written in stone and dust. Even small-scale structures, like micro-ridges and grooves, are evidence of thermal contraction and expansion. The moon experiences extreme temperature variations, and its surface subtly flexes and fractures under these stresses. These tiny features accumulate slowly, a record of persistent forces shaping a silent landscape. The moon's subtle color variations invite quiet observation. Highlands are pale and reflective, formed of anorthosite, while the maria are darker basaltic plains shaped by ancient lava flows. These contrasts are gentle and calming, a soft interplay of light and shadow that shifts with the slow movement of the sun across the lunar sky. Each subtle change is a meditation on time and perspective, revealing that even the simplest features hold depth when observed with care. Impact craters form delicate networks across the surface. Some craters overlap, evidence of repeated collisions that occurred millions and even billions of years ago. The largest craters possess central peaks, terraced walls, and rays extending outward, while smaller craters appear as simple depressions. Together, they form a textured landscape, a complex tapestry of energy preserved in silence. The moon's gravitational pull is gentle but profound. It not only moves oceans, but also influences the rotation of Earth itself. By stabilizing the axial tilt, the moon maintains predictable seasons, enabling ecosystems to develop and thrive. In this subtle way, the moon acts as a silent guardian, a cosmic partner in the persistence of life. Even the far side of the moon, long unseen from Earth, preserves a record of the solar system's early history. Lacking extensive maria, it is densely cratered and rugged, offering a stark contrast to the near side. Its surface is a silent archive of collisions, a preserved memory of a chaotic era when asteroids and comets shaped planetary bodies. Lunar regolith, the layer of fine dust and broken rock covering the surface, is both delicate and ancient. Formed through billions of years of micrometeorite impacts, solar wind exposure, and thermal cycling, it carries chemical traces of past cosmic events. Tiny grains hold isotopes of helium, hydrogen, and other elements, recording solar activity and cosmic bombardment in their crystalline structure. Beneath the regolith, the moon's crust preserves its layered history. Basalt flows from ancient volcanic eruptions formed the maria, while highlands of anorthosite reflect earlier crustal formation. Each layer tells a story: heat, pressure, collision, and quiet cooling. In this stratigraphy, we can read billions of years of cosmic events, frozen and preserved in stone. The moon experiences quakes, gentle tremors caused by tidal forces, meteor impacts, and thermal expansion. These moonquakes are subtle, yet they remind us that even a seemingly inert body possesses internal motion. Some are shallow, disturbing only the surface dust, while others are deeper, hinting at slow shifts within the interior. Water ice hides in shadowed craters near the poles, untouched by sunlight for billions of years. This ice is a resource for potential explorers and a window into the history of water in the solar system. Trapped within the ice are particles of hydrogen and carbon, elements delivered by ancient comets, preserved in the frigid darkness. Lunar dust behaves uniquely in the absence of an atmosphere. Electrostatic charging lifts fine grains briefly at sunrise and sunset, creating ephemeral dust fountains that float silently above the surface. These tiny movements are imperceptible from Earth, but reveal that subtle forces animate even this silent, airless world. The moon's orbit is elliptical, causing slight variations in apparent size from Earth. This creates supermoons when it approaches perigee, appearing larger and brighter. The subtle dance of distance and gravity illustrates the precision and elegance of celestial mechanics, a slow rhythm observable to anyone who watches patiently over weeks and months. Lunar swirls, intricate bright patterns across Maria, remain enigmatic. Some correspond to localized magnetic fields, while others may be linked to ancient cometary impacts. They create subtle contrast on dark plains, delicate markings that invite meditation on forces unseen yet persistent across vast timescales. Mascons, regions of concentrated mass beneath the surface, altered the moon's gravity locally. These anomalies are remnants of colossal impacts, frozen in density variations that affect orbiting spacecraft. In their silent persistence, mascons remind us that even beneath calm surfaces, past energy continues to exert influence. Central peaks in large craters are formed by rebound from impacts. These peaks rise like small mountains, evidence of elasticity in rock under extreme forces. Terraces, concentric rings, and ejecta blankets create complex structures that persist for billions of years, frozen in the silent language of geology. The moon contains chemical records of the Earth. Some rocks hold isotopic signatures, suggesting material ejected from Earth during ancient collisions, a tangible link between our planet and its companion. These connections are subtle yet profound, a reminder that even distant bodies share intertwined histories. Even small-scale features, like microcraters and tiny ridges, hold meaning. Thermal expansion and contraction, the impacts of micrometeorites, and subtle internal stresses accumulate over eons, leaving delicate textures in the regolith. These small features invite careful observation, a meditation on time, persistence, and subtle change. Lunar domes, gentle volcanic hills, mark regions where magma once rose slowly. Their shapes vary subtly, reflecting the flow and viscosity of molten rock. Though long dormant, they remain readable in their forms, soft reminders of a dynamic past preserved in silence. During a lunar eclipse, the moon casts a shadow on Earth, a copper-tinted glow marking alignment and celestial geometry. The movement of light and darkness is slow, precise, and mesmerizing, a visual poem of motion, distance, and cosmic harmony. The moon reflects sunlight in gentle patterns, its phases a slow progression that has guided humans for millennia. From crescent to full and back again, the lunar cycle is a quiet rhythm, marking time and offering a serene cadence in the sky. Observing it is a meditation, a reminder that motion can be slow, precise, and endlessly beautiful. Surface textures vary subtly. Highlands are pale and rough, formed of anorthosite, while the maria are darker and smoother, basaltic plains from ancient lava flows. Shadows and light interplay across ridges and craters, creating delicate contrasts that shift as the sun arcs slowly across the lunar sky. Every crater and ridge invites reflection, every slope a study in subtle geometry. The moon's craters are layered histories. Smaller impacts create simple bowls, while larger collisions produce terraced walls, central peaks, and concentric rings. Rays of ejecta extend outward, frozen in place for billions of years. Tycho and Copernicus, with their bright streaks, remain vivid against the gray plains, monuments of energy preserved in silence. Even electrostatic forces influence the moon. Fine dust lifts briefly at sunrise and sunset, creating ghostly ephemeral dust fountains. In the absence of wind, these grains float silently, a subtle reminder that motion exists even on a surface that seems entirely still. Lunar swirls are enigmatic bright patterns across maria. Some align with magnetic anomalies, others may originate from cometary interactions long ago. They appear as delicate calligraphy across basaltic plains, quiet symbols of invisible forces at work over eons. Beneath the regolith, layers of rock revealed the moon's past. Ancient lava flows filled basins to create maria, while the highlands reflect earlier crustal formation. Each layer carries evidence of heating, melting, impact, and cooling, a record preserved in silence. By reading these strata, we glimpse a history billions of years old. The moon's interior, though mostly dormant, retains memory of activity. Partial melting in the mantle allowed magma to rise and create volcanic plains. Some regions preserve ancient magma chambers, pockets of once liquid rock, long cooled but still present beneath the surface. These features offer insight into the moon's internal energy and evolution. Lunar ice, found in shadowed polar craters, holds not only water but chemical traces from ancient cometary impacts. Trapped hydrogen and carbon remain frozen, untouched by sunlight, a fragile record of cosmic events. In this frigid darkness, time feels slowed, almost suspended, as these molecules preserve history patiently for billions of years. The moon's orbit is slightly elliptical. This variation creates supermoons when the moon appears larger and brighter. Such moments reveal the precision of gravitational forces, the delicate balance that allows both Earth and Moon to dance in harmony across space. Mascons, regions of higher density beneath the surface, subtly affect orbital motion. Spacecraft navigating lunar orbit experience these variations, evidence of ancient impacts and structural differences. They are hidden anomalies, reminders that even beneath calm surfaces, the past continues to shape the present. Central peaks form in large craters as the surface rebounds after impact. These miniature mountains rise like echoes of energy, resilient against the vast silence surrounding them. Terraces and ejecta blankets create subtle patterns, complex yet serene, a testament to the moon's enduring memory of force and motion. Even small craters and micro-ridges record time. Thermal expansion, contraction, and micro-impacts slowly sculpt the surface, each feature a subtle chronicle of change. These delicate structures reward careful observation, revealing complexity and persistence in a quiet, timeless landscape. The moon influences Earth beyond tides. Its gravitational pull stabilizes axial tilt, ensuring the predictability of seasons. Without it, climates might fluctuate chaotically, ecosystems disrupted, rhythms of life thrown into uncertainty. In this quiet, unseen way, the moon maintains balance and harmony, a silent partner in our planet's persistence. Lunar domes mark regions of slow volcanic activity long ago. Rounded or irregular, they reflect the viscosity and flow of magma. Though dormant, their presence is a quiet reminder of internal dynamics, a subtle shape in the landscape of silence. During a lunar eclipse, the moon casts a shadow on Earth, bathing the landscape in copper tones. Light and darkness shift slowly, a visible meditation on alignment, distance, and motion. Observing this phenomenon is a quiet reflection on the precision and elegance of the cosmos. Water traces in the regolith form through interactions with the solar wind. Hydrogen from the sun combines with oxygen in lunar minerals, forming hydroxyl. This gentle chemical process continues today, a quiet alchemy occurring under a sunlit sky, subtle yet persistent across billions of years. Even the exosphere, nearly a vacuum, contains helium, neon, and hydrogen. Particles drift in response to solar and cosmic forces, a delicate whisper of environment, almost imperceptible yet present. The moon, in all its stillness, maintains motion on scales imperceptible to the casual observer. Crater rims and central peaks reflect resilience. Rock responds to immense energy, rebounding and fracturing, forming features that persist for billions of years. Observing these forms is a meditation on endurance, the silent memory encoded in stone and dust. Subtle microstructures accumulate over time. Small ridges and grooves result from thermal cycles, micrometeorite impacts, and internal stresses. These fine details create texture and history in miniature, a delicate record of persistent forces shaping a silent, timeless surface. Even the smallest variations on the moon's surface invite reflection. Tiny ridges, subtle grooves, and shallow depressions create a tactile landscape, a texture preserved through billions of years. Each detail records a moment, an impact, a shift, a contraction of rock. Though imperceptible from afar, these features form a quiet, intricate mosaic, a testament to time's patience. The moon's Maria, once molten seas, are not uniform. Variations in color, texture, and slope reveal subtle differences in composition and cooling. Mare Imbrium stretches across the northwest, its dark basalt contrasting with lighter highlands. Mare Serenitatis, with gently rolling plains, shows evidence of sequential lava flows. Each mare is a chapter in the moon's geological history, a calm narrative frozen in stone. Craters on the moon preserve energy in place. Large impacts formed complex features, central peaks, terraces, and ejecta rays radiating outward. Smaller craters, meanwhile, punctuate the surface like punctuation marks in an ongoing story. The moon's terrain is a living chronicle, each depression and mound a line in a cosmic text written over billions of years. Beneath the regolith, the moon's layers reveal its inner life. Basalt flows, anorthosite crust, and pockets of ancient magma capture sequences of melting, cooling, and impact. This stratigraphy is a silent record of a dynamic past, waiting for patient observers to read and understand. Even in stillness, the moon's interior holds memory, resilience, and evidence of change. Polar craters harbor water ice, preserved in perpetual darkness. Within this ice are traces of hydrogen, carbon, and other elements delivered by ancient comets. These frozen reservoirs are both potential resources and archives, preserving evidence of cosmic events across billions of years. Their presence is a quiet testament to survival and endurance, hidden from view yet waiting to be discovered. The moon's subtle phases reflect the interplay of geometry and light. Each crescent, gibbous, and full moon is a gentle reminder of motion, time, and perspective. The waxing and waning cycle is a rhythm that has guided humans for millennia, a serene and predictable pattern in the ever-changing night sky. Watching this rhythm encourages reflection, patience, and a deepening awareness of celestial order. Lunar swirls remain mysterious. Bright arcs across Mare may correspond to magnetic anomalies, ancient cometary interactions, or subtle differences in surface composition. These delicate patterns are like calligraphy etched in stone, quiet symbols of forces both known and unknown, inviting meditation on the moon's complexity. Electrostatic levitation lifts fine dust at sunrise and sunset, creating brief, silent movements above the surface. Though imperceptible to the naked eye, this phenomenon reminds us that even worlds without wind or air are dynamic, animated by subtle forces and energies that persist quietly over time. Mass-cons, concentrations of mass beneath the lunar surface, affect orbiting spacecraft. These hidden anomalies are remnants of ancient impacts, preserved for eons, yet still active in gravitational influence. Their presence is a reminder that beneath apparent calm, the moon's structure continues to shape motion, energy, and the path of exploration. The far side of the moon, hidden from Earth, is rugged and cratered. Its landscape is largely untouched, preserving a record of ancient impacts and early solar system history. Contrast with the near side, where Maria dominate, reveals asymmetry in volcanic activity and impact distribution. This hidden hemisphere reminds us that even familiar celestial bodies hold secrets, waiting for discovery and understanding. Thermal expansion and contraction sculpt microfeatures over time. Tiny ridges and grooves accumulate through cycles of heating by the sun and cooling in the lunar night. Combined with micrometeorite impacts, these processes gradually create a delicate texture, a record of subtle forces acting over eons. Observing these small details invites patience and a sense of wonder at the moon's enduring history. Lunar domes, gentle volcanic hills, mark regions of ancient eruptions. Rounded or irregular, their shapes reflect the flow of magma long since cooled. Though dormant, these domes are quiet markers of the moon's internal activity, a whisper of movement beneath a calm surface, preserved for billions of years. During a lunar eclipse, Earth's shadow casts a copper-tinged glow across the moon. The slow movement of light and shadow creates a visual meditation on alignment, distance, and cosmic motion. Witnessing this event invites contemplation of the precision and elegance of the celestial dance, a reminder that even in vastness, order persists. Even small-scale water traces form through interaction with the solar wind. Hydrogen ions bond with oxygen in the regolith, producing hydroxyl molecules. This quiet chemical alchemy continues under sunlight, subtle yet persistent, a delicate process shaping the moon's surface in ways invisible but measurable over long periods. Finally, the moon's exosphere, though tenuous, carries helium, neon, and hydrogen. Particles drift in response to solar and cosmic forces, a nearly imperceptible presence that completes the moon's silent, dynamic system. Even in seeming stillness, forces act, particles move, and time leaves its mark across the surface. In this way, the moon is both ancient and ever-changing. It is a world of craters and plains, of light and shadow, of silence and subtle motion. Every ridge, every groove, every frozen layer of lava tells a story. As we observe it, we are drawn into that story, a slow journey across time and space, a quiet reflection on endurance, balance, and the persistence of memory in a silent, celestial companion. As we linger on the moon, let us drift toward its subtler features, those quiet details that often go unnoticed from afar. Between craters and plains, gentle undulations tell stories of heat, movement, and cosmic collision. Shadows stretch and shrink with the slow arc of the sun, revealing new forms with each passing hour. There is a rhythm here, a cadence measured not in days but in eons, a pulse that invites reflection and quiet wonder. The moon's highlands rise like frozen waves of stone. They are the oldest landscapes, heavily cratered, shaped by billions of years of impacts. In their jagged peaks, we see the memory of a young solar system, violent yet formative. Each ridge carries subtle variations in color and texture, pale anorthosite contrasting with darker, shadowed recesses. These silent forms endure, patient witnesses to time's slow passage. Between the highlands lie the mare, vast plains of basaltic rock formed by ancient lava flows. Mare Tranquillitatis, Mare Nubium, Mare Crisium. Each tells a tale of internal heat and pressure, molten rock flowing across a cold, airless surface, filling depressions and creating smooth expanses. Their dark surfaces reflect sunlight differently, producing delicate variations in tone, a visual poetry etched across billions of years. Rills, the moon's winding channels, trace paths carved by ancient volcanic activity. They twist and turn, disappearing into shadows or dipping beneath crater rims. Some are straight, evidence of tectonic stretching. Others meander, shaped by flowing lava. Walking along them in imagination, one senses both motion and stillness, energy preserved in a frozen landscape. Crater chains form subtle lines across plains and slopes. Secondary impacts from larger collisions scatter fragments, leaving delicate traces, fine threads of history connecting one crater to another. These chains invite patience and observation, quiet reminders that even chaos leaves patterns when viewed across long spans of time. The moon's poles hold secrets in perpetual darkness. Within shadowed craters lie reservoirs of water ice, stable for billions of years. These frozen caches are silent archives of cometary delivery, solar wind interactions, and chemical preservation. Beneath the surface, the ice may be interlaced with regolith, holding trapped gases and ancient particles, a quiet record of processes invisible from Earth. Electrostatic levitation lifts dust across the surface. Fine particles rise briefly at dawn and dusk, floating like spirits above craters and plains. Though imperceptible from afar, this movement is a subtle dance, a reminder that the moon is never truly still. Even in apparent silence, energy finds expression in small, delicate motions. Lunar domes, gentle volcanic hills, rise softly from the plains. Some are rounded, others irregular, shaped by the viscosity of magma and the contours of the landscape. These features speak of slow, patient processes, eruptions long dormant, yet preserved in the surface. They are quiet markers of the moon's internal activity, frozen in time, yet still readable to those who observe closely. Mascons beneath the Maria subtly influence orbiting spacecraft. Concentrations of mass formed during massive impacts remain detectable, affecting trajectories and velocities. They are hidden signatures of ancient violence, frozen into the moon's interior, silent yet present in the motions of anything that travels above. The far side of the moon remains rugged and mysterious. It is densely cratered with fewer Maria, a landscape largely untouched by lava flows. Its jagged highlands preserve ancient impacts, revealing asymmetry with the near side. Observing this hidden hemisphere invites reflection on the moon's complexity, the unpredictability of geological processes, and the quiet persistence of its surface through billions of years. Water traces form subtly across the regolith. Hydrogen from the solar wind bonds with oxygen in minerals, producing hydroxyl molecules. This slow, gentle process continues today, a quiet alchemy under sunlight, evidence that even the smallest forces accumulate over time, shaping a landscape in imperceptible yet meaningful ways. The moon's phases guide the passage of time, a serene rhythm in the night sky. Waxing and waning crescents, gibbous shapes, and the full moon offer a gentle cycle, predictable yet always inspiring. They have marked the passage of months for countless generations, a rhythm of patience, reflection, and quiet observation. Lunar swirls, enigmatic and bright, decorate the surface like brushstrokes. Their origin remains partially unexplained, perhaps magnetic anomalies or ancient cometary interactions. They create subtle patterns on the basalt plains, delicate contrasts that reward the attentive observer. Each swirl is a whisper of invisible forces, a testament to the moon's quiet complexity. Mascons, electrostatic dust, rills, and domes all contribute to a subtle dynamism. Despite the absence of air and liquid water, the moon is a world of motion, preserved in stone, dust, and shadow. Its slow rhythms, quiet changes, and persistent structures form a landscape both serene and alive, inviting contemplation, wonder, and calm. Beneath the quiet surface of the moon, subtle forces continue their slow work. The crust, though ancient and seemingly still, holds memories of heat, impact, and movement. Layers of basalt from long-ago lava flows rest upon anorthosite highlands, each stratum a chapter in a history that spans billions of years. In this quiet stratigraphy, we perceive the moon not as a frozen object, but as a chronicle of energy patiently recorded in stone and dust. The moon's rills wind across the landscape, twisting and turning in paths carved by ancient volcanic activity. Some are straight, evidence of crustal stretching, while others meander like the soft trails of liquid rock long cooled. Observing these channels invites contemplation of time, how motion can occur slowly, persistently, and invisibly, leaving traces that endure far longer than any human life. Mascons beneath the Maria subtly influence orbiting spacecraft. Concentrations of mass formed during massive impacts remain detectable, affecting trajectories and velocities. They are hidden signatures of ancient violence, frozen into the moon's interior, silent yet present in the motions of anything that travels above. The far side of the moon remains rugged and mysterious. It is densely cratered with fewer maria, a landscape largely untouched by lava flows. Its jagged highlands preserve ancient impacts, revealing asymmetry with the near side. Observing this hidden hemisphere invites reflection on the Moon's complexity, the unpredictability of geological processes, and the quiet persistence of its surface through billions of years. Water traces form subtly across the regolith. Hydrogen from the solar wind bonds with oxygen in minerals, producing hydroxyl molecules. This slow, gentle process continues today, a quiet alchemy under sunlight, evidence that even the smallest forces accumulate over time, shaping a landscape in imperceptible yet meaningful ways. The Moon's phases guide the passage of time, a serene rhythm in the night sky. Waxing and waning crescents, gibbous shapes, and the full moon offer a gentle cycle, predictable yet always inspiring. They have marked the passage of months for countless generations, a rhythm of patience, reflection, and quiet observation. Lunar swirls, enigmatic and bright, decorate the surface like brushstrokes. Their origin remains partially unexplained, perhaps magnetic anomalies or ancient cometary interactions. They create subtle patterns on the basalt plains, delicate contrasts that reward the attentive observer. Each swirl is a whisper of invisible forces, a testament to the Moon's quiet complexity. Mascons, electrostatic dust, rills, and domes all contribute to a subtle dynamism. Despite the absence of air and liquid water, the Moon is a world of motion, preserved in stone, dust, and shadow. Its slow rhythms, quiet changes, and persistent structures form a landscape both serene and alive, inviting contemplation, wonder, and calm. Beneath the quiet surface of the Moon, subtle forces continue their slow work. The crust, though ancient and seemingly still, holds memories of heat, impact, and movement. Layers of basalt from long-ago lava flows rest upon anorthosite highlands, each stratum a chapter in a history that spans billions of years. In this quiet stratigraphy, we perceive the Moon not as a frozen object, but as a chronicle of energy patiently recorded in stone and dust. The Moon's rills wind across the landscape, twisting and turning in paths carved by ancient volcanic activity. Some are straight, evidence of crustal stretching, while others meander like the soft trails of liquid rock long cooled. Observing these channels invites contemplation of time, how motion can occur slowly, persistently, and invisibly, leaving traces that endure far longer than any human life. Across the lunar plains, impact craters form a delicate tapestry. Each collision has a story. Small meteoroids create simple depressions, while massive collisions produce central peaks, terraced walls, and rays that extend outward in frozen energy. Craters overlap, some eroded slightly by subsequent impacts, others pristine. These features form a silent network of history, where the energy of the cosmos is preserved, patient and unchanging. Electrostatic forces lift fine lunar dust at sunrise and sunset. Grains float silently above the surface, tiny dust fountains moving in slow arcs, ephemeral yet real. In their brief motion, we sense a subtle vitality, a reminder that even a world without atmosphere or wind is never entirely inert. These small, delicate movements form a hidden rhythm, quiet and invisible, yet persistent across millennia. Mascons, concentrated regions of mass beneath Maria, exert subtle gravitational influence. Spacecraft orbiting the Moon feel these invisible forces, evidence of ancient impacts and the Moon's internal structure. Mascons are hidden reminders that beneath calm surfaces, history continues to act, guiding motion and shaping trajectories in ways we might not immediately perceive. The far side of the Moon presents a rugged and enigmatic landscape. Its heavily cratered highlands contrast with the smoother maria of the near side, revealing an asymmetry in volcanic activity and impact distribution. This hidden hemisphere, largely untouched, is a repository of ancient history. Each crater, ridge, and plateau preserves a moment from a time when the solar system was young and chaotic, a time of energy, collision, and transformation. Water ice exists in permanently shadowed polar craters. These reservoirs are stable, untouched by sunlight, and contain traces of hydrogen and carbon from cometary impacts. Even in this frozen darkness, chemistry quietly continues, with molecules preserved in a fragile state. The Moon, though silent and barren, maintains archives of the solar system's past, patiently waiting to be explored. The Moon's subtle phases guide a quiet rhythm. Waxing crescents, gibbous shapes, and full moons offer a serene cadence in the night sky, a pattern that has directed calendars, guided tides, and inspired contemplation for countless generations. Each phase is a gentle reminder of the interplay of light, shadow, and geometry, a meditation on the precision of celestial motion. Lunar swirls, delicate and enigmatic, decorate the maria with bright arcs. Some correspond to localized magnetic fields, others may be linked to cometary interactions long ago. They form subtle contrasts against dark plains, fine threads of pattern that invite patient observation and quiet reflection. These markings are like celestial brushstrokes, both mysterious and serene, offering a visual meditation on hidden forces and gentle complexity. Even the Moon's microfeatures, small ridges, grooves, and microcraters record the passage of time. Thermal expansion, contraction, and micrometeorite impacts sculpt these details over eons, forming textures that are imperceptible from afar, yet rich in history. Observing them is a practice in patience, a quiet acknowledgement that even the smallest features hold meaning and memory. The Moon's interior, though largely dormant, retains pockets of ancient magma and traces of internal movement. These reservoirs, long cooled, hint at the energy that once shaped the surface. Flows of molten rock that carved maria and domes. They remind us that beneath silence lies a history of transformation, a record of forces both subtle and immense. Subtle traces of water exist in the regolith, formed by interactions with the solar wind. Hydrogen ions bond with oxygen in minerals, producing hydroxyl molecules. This slow, gentle chemical process continues today, a quiet alchemy taking place in a sunlit landscape, invisible yet persistent. It is a reminder that even the smallest forces accumulate, shaping a world over immense spans of time. The Moon's domes, gentle volcanic hills, rise softly from the plains. Some are rounded, others irregular, shaped by the viscosity of lava and the contours of the surface. Though dormant, they remain legible to careful observation, markers of processes that occurred billions of years ago. In their quiet presence, we perceive patience and endurance, a world molded slowly but decisively over eons. During a lunar eclipse, Earth casts its shadow and the Moon glows with a copper hue. Light and shadow move with precision, a visual rhythm of distance, alignment, and motion. Witnessing this event, even in imagination, is a meditation on harmony, a reflection on the balance and order that permeate the cosmos. Finally, the Moon's exosphere, nearly a vacuum, carries traces of helium, neon, and hydrogen. These particles drift under the influence of solar and cosmic forces, a subtle, imperceptible motion, reminding us that even worlds that seem still are dynamic on scales we cannot easily perceive. In this gentle movement, the moon continues to breathe, to exist, and to preserve the quiet record of cosmic history. The moon's highlands are more than pale rock. They are archives of cosmic history. Each ridge, each plateau, records billions of years of collisions, of energy released and absorbed, of time etched silently into stone. When sunlight grazes these ancient peaks, shadows stretch slowly across their jagged surfaces, revealing subtle details invisible in the full glare. In observing them, we witness time itself made tangible, a landscape of patience and endurance. Mare basalt plains, darker and smoother, were born from ancient volcanic activity. Layers of cooled lava lie across vast depressions, sometimes hundreds of meters thick. Each flow tells a story of molten rock rising from deep beneath the surface, filling basins and solidifying into tranquil expanses. These plains are like pages of a diary, written in stone, each layer preserving a moment of energy long since dissipated. Rills and channels wind across the moon like veins of its past, some formed from flowing lava, others from tectonic stretching, and still others remain mysteries. Their gentle curves and subtle slopes invite the mind to wander slowly along them, tracing the paths of ancient forces, imagining the slow shaping of a world without wind or water. Impact craters overlap and interact in intricate patterns. Smaller meteoroids create delicate indentations, while massive collisions sculpt central peaks, terraced walls, and ejecta rays. Each crater is a silent monument to energy, a frozen moment of force captured in stone. Observing these forms is an exercise in patience, in the quiet appreciation of persistence, of history etched visibly on a barren landscape. Mass cons, dense regions beneath the Maria, subtly guide the orbits of passing spacecraft. These concentrations of mass, relics of cataclysmic impacts, remind us that beneath the moon's calm surface lies memory, gravitational memory, ancient and precise. Even unseen, these features influence motion and energy, a hidden architecture underlying apparent stillness. Electrostatic levitation lifts fine dust across the surface, particles floating momentarily at sunrise and sunset. This movement, almost imperceptible, is a quiet pulse of life in a world without wind, a delicate reminder that subtle forces are always at work. In this gentle motion, we perceive the moon's vitality, patient yet persistent over eons. The far side of the moon presents a landscape largely untouched by lava flows. Its heavily cratered highlands preserve the record of ancient collisions, of an early solar system more violent than the calm night sky suggests. Here, in the rugged terrain, time is preserved in its rawest form. Layers of rock recording events billions of years old, a silent testament to endurance and memory. Polar craters, in perpetual shadow, hold reservoirs of water ice. These frozen stores are stable over millennia, preserving hydrogen, carbon, and other elements delivered by comets. They are quiet archives, untouched by sunlight, chemical and physical records of cosmic interactions. In these dark, silent depths, we sense the moon's patient custodianship of history. Lunar swirls, bright and enigmatic, dance across the surface of Maria. Some align with magnetic anomalies, others may result from cometary impacts long ago. Their delicate patterns offer visual poetry, a subtle interplay of light and material, a meditation on the hidden forces shaping what we perceive. Observing them encourages quiet reflection, an awareness of subtlety and complexity in an otherwise stark landscape. Micro-features accumulate gradually. Tiny ridges, shallow grooves, and small craters result from thermal expansion, contraction, and micrometeorite impacts. Over billions of years, these small features combine to create textures visible only to careful observation. They are quiet, intricate reminders of the moon's slow, persistent transformation. Lunar domes rise gently from plains, soft hills formed from viscous lava. Rounded or irregular, they mark ancient volcanic activity, long dormant yet preserved. These forms invite contemplation of time and process, the subtle shaping of a world that seems silent, but is in fact rich with history and energy. The moon's subtle phases continue their steady rhythm: waxing, waning, crescent, gibbous, and full. The slow, predictable progression of light and shadow provides a gentle cadence. It has guided human imagination and timekeeping for millennia, offering a rhythm that is serene, reliable, and meditative. Observing it inspires reflection on cycles, patience, and the slow dance of celestial bodies. Water molecules form in the regolith as hydrogen from the solar wind bonds with oxygen in lunar minerals. This gentle chemical process continues today, a quiet, invisible alchemy shaping the moon's surface over vast stretches of time. It is a reminder that even the smallest forces, persistent and patient, leave lasting traces. During a lunar eclipse, Earth's shadow cloaks the moon, bathing it in a soft copper glow. Light and darkness move with precise grace, a visual rhythm marking alignment and distance. This rare moment invites quiet contemplation, a meditation on order, harmony, and the subtle beauty of cosmic timing. Finally, the moon's exosphere, thin and nearly imperceptible, carries helium, neon, and hydrogen. These drifting particles remind us that even in apparent stillness, motion exists on scales beyond perception. Every layer, every dust grain, every subtle feature contributes to a record of endurance, of memory, of cosmic history quietly unfolding. The moon drifts in its gentle elliptical orbit, a silent traveler around the Earth. Its path is neither perfectly circular nor hurried. It moves with a measured grace, responding to the delicate balance of gravitational forces between the Earth, the Sun, and itself. This rhythm, subtle and persistent, shapes not only the moon's motion, but also the quiet pulse of our planet, guiding tides and the ebb and flow of oceans over millennia. Each orbit takes the moon through phases, a predictable sequence that has fascinated humans for thousands of years. The crescent grows, the gibbous swells, and eventually the full moon rises, luminous against the darkness of the night sky. These phases are a meditation on perspective, a reminder that what we see depends on the angle of light, the position of observer, and the slow dance of celestial bodies. Occasionally, the moon appears larger in the sky, a supermoon, as it approaches perigee, the closest point in its orbit to Earth. This subtle increase in apparent size is not just a spectacle, it is a reflection of cosmic geometry, the slow interplay of distances and gravity. Observing it, we are reminded that even the smallest variations in position create perceptible effects, and that these effects unfold over rhythms far beyond human comprehension. Mascons, concentrated masses beneath the maria, exert their silent influence on orbiting objects. Spacecraft navigating above feel their subtle tug, a hidden force that speaks of ancient impacts and the enduring presence of energy beneath calm surfaces. These invisible guides shape motion, offering a quiet reminder that the moon is dynamic even when it seems still. Tidal locking ensures that the same side of the moon always faces Earth. This gentle synchronization is a quiet dance of torque and time, a balance achieved over billions of years. The near side, familiar and observable, presents Maria and highlands in a constant tableau, while the far side remains hidden, rugged, and largely untouched. This duality is a meditation on perspective, on what is revealed and what is concealed, inviting the mind to wander into unseen spaces. The moon's gravitational pull influences Earth's oceans, shaping tides that rise and fall with quiet regularity. These tides, in turn, have shaped coastlines, ecosystems, and even climate over geological timescales. In their rhythm, we sense the moon's subtle but persistent presence, a force that connects the terrestrial with the celestial, linking water, land, and sky in a harmonious cycle. Small oscillations, called librations, allow us to glimpse slightly more than half of the moon's surface over time. These gentle wobbles, caused by the tilt and eccentricity of the orbit, reveal hidden mountains, craters, and plains. Observing libration is a meditation on perspective and patience, a slow unveiling of what is almost constant, yet never entirely fixed. The moon's orbit gradually recedes from Earth at a rate of a few centimeters per year. Though imperceptible in daily life, this movement accumulates over millennia, altering tidal patterns and the length of days. The slow drift is a reminder of cosmic time, of forces acting persistently, unseen, and measured only in the patient scales of planetary history. Superimposed on these slow motions are minute oscillations, tiny wobbles and shifts in orbit caused by the sun, planets, and even distant stars. These subtle variations, imperceptible without careful observation, remind us that the moon's motion is never perfectly still, that even in apparent regularity, there exists a quiet complexity that unfolds continuously. Through all of this, the moon maintains its meditative presence in the night sky. Its orbit, its phases, its gentle interactions with Earth's tides, all are part of a cosmic rhythm that has endured for billions of years. Watching it, one cannot help but slow down, to match the moon's steady cadence, to drift along with the orbiting companion that has guided life, imagination, and reflection since the dawn of time. Beneath the gentle pull of the moon, Earth's oceans respond with a quiet rhythm. Tides rise and fall almost imperceptibly in some places, yet powerfully in others. These movements, shaped by lunar gravity, follow a predictable cadence, a slow ebb and flow that has persisted for billions of years. Observing this rhythm, even in imagination, is a meditation on connection. How a distant body can influence the seas, shaping coastlines, and guiding the subtle pulse of life on Earth. Supermoons occur when the moon is closest to Earth in its elliptical orbit. At these times, the lunar disk appears slightly larger, slightly more luminous. Though the difference is subtle, it carries a quiet impact, a visual reminder of the interplay between distance, perspective, and gravity. These moments invite reflection on subtle variations, on how even small changes can create perceptible effects when time and patience are considered. The moon experiences subtle internal shifts called moonquakes. Unlike earthquakes, these tremors are gentle yet persistent, caused by tidal forces, cooling, and contraction of the crust. Deep moonquakes occur hundreds of kilometers beneath the surface, while shallow moonquakes can cause gentle vibrations detectable by instruments left by Apollo astronauts. These quiet movements reveal that the moon, though seemingly still, retains life in its internal motions, a slow heartbeat echoing across eons. Ocean tides, in turn, influence Earth itself. The moon's pole stretches the planet ever so slightly, a subtle deformation repeated with every orbit. This constant tug contributes to the slow deceleration of Earth's rotation, lengthening days over geological time. In this persistent interaction, we see a dialogue between worlds, a patient negotiation of energy, a reminder that even celestial bodies influence one another in imperceptible yet enduring ways. The eccentricity of the moon's orbit creates small variations in its distance from Earth, a dance of proximity and retreat. These shifts alter the strength of tidal forces, subtly adjusting the rhythm of oceanic rise and fall. Observing this variation encourages a meditation on impermanence, on the gentle fluctuations that shape cycles, and on the precision of forces that move slowly yet consistently over billions of years. Tidal locking ensures that one side of the moon always faces Earth. Yet the slight librations allow us to glimpse slightly beyond the familiar hemisphere. These gentle wobbles, almost imperceptible to casual observation, reveal hidden mountains, craters, and plains. They are reminders that even when something seems fixed, subtle shifts can expose new perspectives, encouraging patience and careful attention. Mascons beneath the Maria continue to shape lunar motion subtly. These dense regions, remnants of massive impacts, influence the trajectory of orbiting objects, a silent force beneath the visible surface. They are reminders that beneath calm appearances, history and energy persist, quietly shaping movement and preserving memory. The moon's phases, waxing and waning, offer a contemplative cadence. The crescent, delicate and fleeting. The gibbous, swelling and luminous. The full moon, commanding and serene, all reflect the interplay of light and shadow, perspective and distance. This celestial rhythm has guided timekeeping, art, and meditation for countless generations, a gentle cycle observed by those who appreciate both science and serenity. During eclipses, the moon moves into Earth's shadow, taking on a coppery hue as sunlight filters through our atmosphere. This quiet transformation is a meditation on alignment, distance, and timing. Light and shadow interact across vast distances, a reminder of the precision and harmony inherent in celestial motion. Even in its apparent stillness, the moon participates in a subtle dance. Small oscillations, slow retreats, gentle tremors, and gravitational tugs combine to create motion that is imperceptible to human senses, yet profound in its cumulative effects. Each feature, each movement, each interaction is part of a meditative symphony of time, distance, and energy. The moon's influence extends far beyond the visible. It shapes not only tides and light, but also the cycles of life, the rhythm of ecosystems, and the evolution of species. Its quiet presence is a steady guide, a steady cosmic metronome that marks the passage of time, the accumulation of history, and the gentle unfolding of natural processes. Beneath its silent surface, the moon preserves a story that began billions of years ago. Its origin is a subject of quiet fascination and scientific inquiry. One prevailing theory, the giant impact hypothesis, suggests that the moon was born from a colossal collision between the early Earth and a Mars-sized body. This cataclysm, violent yet formative, flung molten rock into orbit, which eventually coalesced into the moon we see today. In contemplating this event, we imagine the immense energies and slow cooling, the transformation of chaos into the serene companion that hangs in our night sky. Lunar rocks carry whispers of that early time. Our northosite in the highlands reflects light softly, pale and enduring, while basalt in the Maria records ancient lava flows. Each mineral, each grain, is a repository of cosmic history, holding isotopic clues, traces of impacts, and signatures of solar-wind interactions. Examining them, even in thought, encourages a sense of patience and wonder, how matter endures, transforms, and preserves memory across eons. The moon's crust is thicker on the far side, a subtle asymmetry that hints at hidden processes. While the near side is marked by expansive maria, the far side remains rugged and heavily cratered. This unevenness tells a story of internal dynamics, variations in volcanic activity, and the long history of impacts that sculpted one hemisphere differently from the other. Observing this contrast invites quiet reflection on diversity and persistence in the natural world. Beneath the surface, the moon retains a layered structure: crust, mantle, and core, each holding evidence of heat and movement from ancient epochs. Though largely dormant, these layers influence the moon's gravitational field, contribute to mass cons, and subtly affect its motion. They are reminders that beneath apparent stillness lies complexity, a world slowly evolving even when imperceptible to casual observation. Trace elements, from titanium to iron, enrich the lunar landscape. Titanium gives certain basalts a bluish hue, while iron content affects density and mass-con distribution. These elements, distributed unevenly, offer a scientific map of the moon's history, a chemical memory of formation, impact, and volcanic activity. Their quiet presence influences everything from color to orbit, a subtle interplay of matter and force. Lunar soil, or regolith, is a delicate archive of meteorite bombardment. Tiny fragments, fused by heat and impact, create a granular layer that preserves a record of countless collisions. Within it lie trapped gases, solar wind particles, and minute magnetic signatures. Walking, or imagining walking, across this surface, one senses the accumulation of time in each grain, a meditation on endurance and the invisible forces that shape worlds. The moon has no atmosphere to speak of, yet its exosphere carries faint traces of helium, neon, and hydrogen. These particles drift, almost imperceptibly, influenced by solar and cosmic forces. In their quiet motion, the moon breathes lightly, a subtle reminder that even the airless can be alive in ways unseen, a gentle pulse beneath stillness. The moon's internal history is recorded in the patterns of domes, rills, and ridges. Lava once flowed, filling depressions and shaping plains, leaving domes where viscous magma cooled slowly. Rills trace channels where molten rock carved paths across the surface, while subtle ridges record tectonic stress. These features are not merely geological, they are meditative traces, inviting the mind to follow the slow, patient shaping of a world. Even the moon's magnetic anomalies whisper of its past. Though weak compared to Earth's field, Localized magnetism persists in some regions, frozen from long-gone dynamo activity or impact events. These anomalies influence the motion of charged particles and contribute to subtle surface effects, an unseen rhythm hidden beneath the rocks, a quiet memory preserved in magnetized stone. The Moon holds within its surface records of solar-wind interactions. Hydrogen ions from the Sun bond with oxygen in minerals, producing hydroxyl and water molecules. This slow chemical process is ongoing, a gentle alchemy shaping the regolith over billions of years. In imagining this invisible transformation, one contemplates persistence, continuity, and the accumulation of small effects over immense spans of time. Its craters, domes, and swirls together tell a history that is both violent and serene. Each impact, each lava flow, each subtle chemical change is a note in a quiet symphony of transformation. Observing them encourages patience, reflection, and an appreciation of how energy and matter, over time, produce enduring forms. The Moon's story is a bridge between chaos and order, between explosive beginnings and serene endurance. It teaches that even the most violent events can result in beauty, that time is a patient sculptor, and that what appears still and silent holds within it the memory of transformation, of persistence, and of the slow rhythm of the cosmos. The Moon is not only a silent witness to time, but also a keeper of subtle mysteries. Among its familiar plains and peaks, light dances in unexpected ways. Occasionally, observers report fleeting flashes, lunar transient phenomena, brief glimmers of light that appear and vanish across craters or mountains. These sparks may arise from outgassing, small impacts, or electrostatic interactions. Whatever their source, they remind us that even a seemingly inert world can surprise, a quiet flicker in the stillness that invites contemplation. Lunar swirls curve across the Maria, bright and enigmatic. Their patterns are delicate and complex, often following magnetic anomalies invisible to the naked eye. Some scientists suggest cometary interactions shaped them. Others see subtle chemical variations. Observing these swirls is like tracing gentle brushstrokes across a cosmic canvas, a meditation on hidden forces, on artistry embedded in stone, on the quiet persistence of nature over eons. Shadows on the Moon can be long, deep, and unexpected. At sunrise and sunset along a crater rim, light stretches slowly, elongating peaks and softening valleys. The effect transforms the landscape, revealing details invisible under midday illumination. In these moments, we perceive time not just in years, but in the slow, patient march of light across a surface shaped by billions of years of energy and gravity. Bright rays extend from certain craters, frozen trails of impact energy. Some are short, others radiate for hundreds of kilometers, creating networks across the plains. These rays are remnants of violence transformed into beauty, a reminder that energy leaves a memory, that every collision, however brief, is preserved in form and pattern. Contemplating them, we sense both the fragility and endurance of the Moon's surface. Electrostatic dust occasionally rises in faint, almost imperceptible clouds. At the terminator, where night and day meet, particles lift gently from the surface, floating for moments before settling again. This subtle movement, invisible without instruments, is a quiet pulse of life, a soft reminder that even worlds without air or water experience motion, rhythm, and gentle change. Certain lunar craters appear almost luminous under specific lighting conditions. Their walls reflect sunlight differently, revealing variations in mineral content. Observing them at dusk or dawn, one can perceive subtle contrasts between shades of gray and silver, a quiet play of light and shadow that speaks of the moon's geological diversity and ancient activity. Domes, gentle volcanic hills, rise softly from Maria. Rounded or irregular, these forms record lava flows that occurred billions of years ago. Though dormant, they remain legible to careful observation, marking the moon's patient transformation over vast stretches of time. Their quiet presence encourages reflection on continuity, endurance, and the beauty of processes that unfold slowly yet profoundly. Certain highland regions bear strange angular formations, remnants of massive impacts or tectonic stress. Though their origin is partly mysterious, they contribute to the moon's subtle asymmetry, revealing that not all features are smooth or regular. In their irregularity, one finds quiet fascination, a meditation on the unexpected shapes that emerge when force meets resistance over unimaginable time. Lunar horizon glow appears faintly above the surface, especially near the poles, caused by sunlight scattering from electrostatically lifted dust. This ethereal shimmer is gentle and almost otherworldly, a visual whisper of processes too small and slow to notice without careful observation. It is a reminder that the moon, though silent and still to casual sight, carries a quiet vitality in its subtleties. Some craters, known as domed craters, combine impact and volcanic histories. Their floors might bulge gently, hinting at past magma movement, while their rims record collision energy. These hybrids, rare and subtle, are reminders that the moon's surface is not static, but layered with complex histories, each crater telling multiple stories at once. Lunar swirls and magnetic anomalies sometimes intersect, creating delicate contrasts in brightness and texture. These intersections are subtle, yet observable with careful attention. They are a meditation on hidden forces, the quiet presence of energy, and the intricate interplay of light, magnetism, and rock over billions of years. In total, these features, flashes, rays, swirls, domes, and glows, compose a soft, intricate landscape. Each phenomenon, however fleeting or subtle, adds to the moon's character, offering endless opportunity for reflection and meditation. Observing or imagining them, we are invited to slow our minds, to trace patterns patiently, and to appreciate the harmony between persistence, change, and cosmic beauty. The moon's presence shapes life on Earth in ways both subtle and profound. Its gravitational pull stretches the oceans, lifting tides that rise and fall with patient rhythm. In some places, the movement is almost imperceptible, a gentle sway, while in others, the seas advance and retreat in majestic, observable arcs. These tides are a quiet dialogue between worlds, a conversation of motion and energy that has persisted for billions of years. Coastal ecosystems respond to this rhythm. Mangroves, tidal marshes, and estuaries are synchronized with lunar phases, their cycles of growth and rest attuned to the moon's silent command. Even creatures deep beneath the waves sense this pulse, aligning reproductive and feeding behaviors with the regularity of lunar influence. In this way, life itself is subtly guided by a distant companion, a quiet reminder of interconnectedness across vast distances. Humans, too, have long noticed the moon's influence. Calendars, festivals, and rituals have followed lunar cycles for millennia, reflecting the subtle guidance of phases and tides. The waxing and waning of the moon offers a cadence, a natural rhythm to mark time, to plan, to pause. Observing this rhythm invites meditation on cycles, patience, and the recurring patterns of nature that mirror the slow unfolding of life itself. High tides coincide with full moons and new moons, when the sun, earth, and moon align. The gravitational forces combine, amplifying the movement of water across the globe. These spring tides, gentle or powerful depending on location, are a reminder that alignment and balance in nature produce observable effects even when unseen forces are at work. Low tides, conversely, reflect periods of subtle gravitational interplay, when forces partially cancel one another. The slow, alternating rise and fall of the seas is a meditation on balance, on push and pull, on the quiet interplay of forces that govern both water and stone, day and night, motion and stillness. Lunar influence extends beyond the oceans. Certain species of plants and animals align reproductive cycles, migration patterns, and foraging behaviors with lunar phases. Coral spawning often occurs on nights following a full moon, synchronized across reefs separated by hundreds of kilometers. Some nocturnal creatures adjust their activity according to the moon's brightness, finding protection in shadow or advantage in light. Even human physiology may bear subtle traces of lunar influence. Sleep patterns, melatonin production, and circadian rhythms appear in some studies to show minor variation with lunar cycles. Whether symbolic or biological, the moon's presence has long been intertwined with awareness, rest, and the passage of time. Tides, in turn, influence the very shape of the planet. Erosion, sediment transport, and coastal formation all respond to the moon's pull. Over eons, the persistent rise and fall of water has carved coastlines, shaped bays, and contributed to the dynamic balance between land and sea. In imagining this slow shaping, one perceives the moon as a patient sculptor, working with subtle, persistent forces over unimaginable spans of time. The moon's cycles also invite reflection on impermanence and change. Each month, the lunar phases move predictably, yet no two moments are ever exactly the same. Shadows shift, light changes, and tides adjust subtly. Observing this rhythm encourages mindfulness, a patient awareness of time passing, of patterns repeating yet never identical, and of the gentle constancy underlying life's flow. During rare alignments, such as eclipses, the moon's influence is highlighted in spectacular ways. Its shadow moves across Earth, creating fleeting darkness, a reminder of scale, motion, and alignment. Even when unseen, the moon's presence is active, guiding not only water, but consciousness, rhythm, and reflection. In the quiet of night, the moon stands as a meditative anchor. Its phases, its gravitational pull, its subtle sway of tides, and its light all encourage slowing, breathing, and observing. We sense a connection to vast time and space, a gentle tether to the cosmos, and an enduring companion that watches patiently, shaping life, reflection, and cycles with quiet precision. The moon has always been a mirror for human imagination. Its pale, steady light has guided sailors across oceans, inspired poets and artists, and shaped myths across every culture. To look at it is to see both a celestial body and a canvas upon which the mind projects stories, dreams, and reflections. Its serene presence invites quiet contemplation, a gentle pause in the rush of daily life. Cultures have long imbued the moon with symbolism. In some traditions, it represents cycles of renewal, rebirth, or change. In others, mystery and the unseen. Its waxing and waning mirrors human experience, growth, fullness, decline, and rest, offering a rhythm that encourages mindfulness and acceptance of life's natural flow. Observing these cycles can be meditative, a gentle reminder that all things move through phases and that patience is inherent to the passage of time. Legends tell of lunar deities, guardians, and spirits, each reflecting humanity's reverence for its silent companion. From crescent-shaped charms to festivals of light, the moon has been both guide and muse. Its steady orbit and tranquil glow offer a sense of reliability amidst uncertainty, a calming influence upon the mind and heart. The moon has inspired art across centuries. Its image appears in paintings, literature, music, and sculpture, each representation capturing a different facet of its personality: serene, mysterious, luminous, or distant. These works remind us that the moon is not merely an object in space, but a bridge between the tangible and the imaginative, a companion in reflection and introspection. Astronomers and scientists, too, have found beauty in its precise measurements and motions. Each crater mapped, each composition analyzed, each orbit calculated is an exercise in quiet curiosity and patient observation. The moon teaches that knowledge itself can be a form of meditation, an intimate engagement with the slow unfolding of the cosmos. Even in contemporary culture, the moon remains a symbol of aspiration. It represents exploration, human ingenuity, and the desire to reach beyond our immediate surroundings. Yet, despite technological achievement, it retains a quiet dignity, a calm presence in the sky, reminding us that even the vast and powerful can coexist with serenity. Night after night, the moon's light falls upon rooftops, forests, oceans, and deserts. It illuminates silently, casting gentle shadows and soft highlights. Observing its light encourages stillness. It is a reminder that influence does not require noise or action. Sometimes quiet presence is enough to shape perception, guide thought, and offer comfort. The phases of the moon also encourage reflection on time itself. No two nights are identical, yet the pattern repeats. Waxing and waning, growth and decline, presence and absence, all serve as meditative prompts to observe, accept, and be aware of the flow of life. In this, the moon offers a kind of quiet wisdom, drawn not from words, but from rhythm and presence. In literature and music, the moon often represents longing, serenity, and introspection. Its light softens landscapes, reflects on water, and casts shadows that invite imagination. It becomes a companion in solitude, a reminder that we are part of a larger cosmos, connected through shared observation and quiet appreciation. Finally, the moon is a teacher of patience and endurance. Its slow orbit, gentle phases, and quiet influence on Earth remind us that even powerful forces can operate with subtlety. It is a companion for reflection, a guide for meditation, and a symbol of continuity in a changing world. Watching it, even silently, fosters calm, perspective, and a sense of timeless connection. The moon's appearance is never entirely constant. Its color shifts subtly depending on the angle of sunlight, the thickness of Earth's atmosphere, and even the presence of dust or volcanic particles suspended in our skies. At times, it appears silvery and serene, floating effortlessly above the horizon. At others, it glows amber or copper, as if touched by some distant fire, a gentle reminder of the dynamic interplay between Earth, atmosphere, and cosmos. Occasionally, observers witness the rare phenomenon of a blood moon during a total lunar eclipse. Earth's shadow falls across the lunar surface, filtering sunlight through the atmosphere and casting a red or coppery hue. This fleeting transformation is both a scientific marvel and a poetic moment, inviting meditation on light, shadow, and the gentle forces that link two worlds across space. The moon sometimes appears unusually large near the horizon, a phenomenon called the moon illusion. Though the physical size remains unchanged, our perception is altered by the presence of terrestrial reference points. Mountains, trees, and buildings create a visual frame, amplifying the moon's majesty. In these moments, we are reminded that perception is a dance between reality and awareness, a gentle reminder to slow down and observe with care. Faint halos and coronas occasionally surround the moon, created by the scattering of light through ice crystals in Earth's upper atmosphere. These luminous rings are delicate, subtle, and ephemeral, echoing the quiet complexity of both Earth's atmosphere and the interplay of light across vast distances. Their presence invites reflection on fragility, temporality, and beauty in subtlety. Transient lunar phenomena, as glimpsed briefly across craters or slopes, continue to intrigue. Though often minute, these brief flashes of light suggest that the moon is not entirely dormant, but rather a world still responding to external forces, minor impacts, and perhaps electrostatic changes in its surface. Observing or imagining these flashes evokes wonder at imperceptible processes unfolding silently, patiently, and continuously. The moon's glow interacts with Earth's atmosphere in ways that shape nocturnal perception. Moonlight on clouds softens contours, stretches shadows, and illuminates landscapes with gentle reflection. Water reflects this light across rivers and lakes, casting serene pathways of silver. Forests, hills, and deserts alike become meditative landscapes under this subtle illumination. In these quiet moments, the moon becomes a lens through which Earth is observed, a gentle painter of night. Polar regions, shrouded in permanent shadow, hold frozen deposits of water and volatile compounds. These cold traps, untouched by direct sunlight for billions of years, preserve an archive of cosmic history. Imagine the slow accumulation of ice, particle by particle, quietly recording time, a natural memory within the stillness of the moon. These icy reservoirs are both scientific treasure and poetic symbol of endurance, patience, and quiet persistence. In deep craters near the poles, light and shadow intertwine in intricate patterns. Peaks of eternal light catch sunlight, while shadows stretch across the floor, creating a subtle choreography of brightness and darkness. This interplay of light becomes a meditation in itself, a visual rhythm that invites the mind to follow, to observe, and to rest in the gentle repetition of cosmic motion. Even the faint glow of earthshine, the soft illumination of the moon by reflected earthlight, offers a quiet spectacle. When the crescent moon hangs in the sky, the remainder of its disk is subtly lit by sunlight bouncing from our planet. This gentle, dim light is a reminder of the interconnection between Earth and Moon, a meditation on reciprocity, reflection, and the subtle influence of one world upon another. Across the lunar surface, tiny craters, rills, domes, and swirls together form a tapestry of texture and pattern. Shadows shift slowly across them. Light glances off ridges, and the quiet geometry of the landscape unfolds over hours and days. Observing or imagining this terrain encourages patience, reflection, and a sense of harmony with vast natural processes that operate on scales both immense and imperceptible. As night deepens, the moon continues its quiet journey across the sky. Its light touches mountains, rivers, forests, and oceans, a steady presence that invites stillness. Watching it, even in thought, we sense time stretching and slowing, the ordinary world softening under its silver glow. Each shadow, each highlight, each subtle curve of light is a gentle invitation to relax, to let awareness drift along the slow rhythm of celestial motion. The moon's orbit, constant and serene, is a reminder of patience. It rises, it moves, it sets, repeating its cycle without rush or fatigue. In this steadiness, we find a mirror for our own rhythm, a model for quiet endurance, a demonstration that movement and stability can coexist harmoniously. To follow its path is to practice the gentle art of observation, of presence, and of mindful reflection. Its light softens perception, revealing textures in the familiar world that are otherwise unnoticed. The shimmer across a lake, the silver edges of leaves, the glint of distant rooftops, all are subtle touches of wonder provided freely, a gentle lesson in noticing without expectation, appreciating without urgency. In this quiet observation, the mind unwinds, and the body begins to mirror the moon's calmness. Lunar cycles remind us of natural patterns: full, waning, crescent, new. The moon's phases are a meditation in themselves, a rhythmic ebb and flow, mirrored in tides, light, and life. Observing these cycles encourages patience, acceptance, and gentle awareness of change. The waxing moon grows gradually, while the waning retreats slowly. A measured pulse that echoes across oceans and continents, across consciousness itself. Even its subtle interactions with Earth, tidal pulls, gravitational influence, and light reflection offer lessons in harmony. Small, persistent forces can create profound effects over time. The rise and fall of oceans, the shaping of coastlines, the adjustment of ecosystems, all are gentle reminders that consistency and care, even unseen, cultivate balance and beauty. As the night deepens further, we imagine standing beneath the moon's gaze, feeling its quiet illumination settle softly upon the world. Thoughts drift, worries fade, and a sense of serenity grows. The moon, unchanged yet always moving, becomes a companion for rest, a guide for letting go, and a quiet witness to the slow unfolding of life and time. The lunar landscape, imagined through craters, domes, rills, and plains, stretches endlessly in our mind's eye. Its subtle textures, soft shadows, and gentle curves invite contemplation. We trace the outline slowly, letting attention wander freely across silent hills, imagining the interplay of light and shadow, and feeling the calm persistence of a world shaped over eons. Its reflective glow illuminates not only the landscape, but also our inner world. In the soft silver light, thoughts settle, attention softens, and a gentle quiet arises. The moon's constancy, its patient presence, is a meditation on endurance, perspective, and the gentle passage of time. In its light, we find a bridge between the cosmos and consciousness, between distance and intimacy, between motion and stillness. Even as sleep begins to descend, the moon remains a quiet companion. Its journey across the sky is a rhythm that continues without interruption, a silent metronome that marks time without demand or judgment. Observing it, imagining its surface, tracing its orbit, we allow ourselves to drift, to release tension, and to become attuned to the slow cadence of life, the soft pulse of the universe, and the gentle persistence of natural cycles. With each passing moment, the moon's serene influence encourages rest. Its light guides eyes to soften, thoughts to slow, and awareness to dissolve into a calm, expansive presence. In this quiet communion with a celestial companion, the world outside and within aligns with the gentle rhythm of the night, preparing mind and body for deep, restorative sleep. Now, as the night deepens further, the moon hovers high above, a silent guardian of stillness. Its light falls gently upon every surface, smoothing the world with a quiet silver touch. Hills, rivers, forests, and rooftops are softened under its glow. In this serene illumination, the edges of the day blur, and the mind begins to relax, letting thoughts drift like gentle clouds across the sky. The moon's presence reminds us of continuity. Each rise and set, each orbit traced across the heavens is a testament to balance and patience. Its steady rhythm has persisted for billions of years, indifferent to urgency, unhurried and unwavering. Observing or imagining this rhythm encourages the mind to follow, to align with a cadence beyond our human measure, to slow and settle into natural flow. The soft shadows cast by the moon create textures both subtle and profound. Valleys, peaks, and plains reveal themselves in quiet contrast, while the play of light across surfaces evokes a sense of depth and tranquility. Each shadow is an invitation to notice, to breathe lightly, and to release tension, letting attention rest upon gentle contrasts and quiet rhythms. The phases of the moon offer lessons in patience and acceptance. Waxing, full, waning, and new, its cycle is gentle yet inevitable. Growth and decline, presence and absence, light and darkness, all unfold without haste. In contemplating these patterns, the mind learns the value of patience, the beauty of impermanence, and the serenity found in trusting the natural flow of time. Even its faint reflection from Earthlight, soft and subtle, contributes to this calm. When the crescent moon is illuminated by sunlight bouncing from our planet, it becomes a delicate beacon of connection. We are reminded that influence can be gentle, consistent, and pervasive, quietly shaping perception, thought, and experience without force. Imagining the lunar surface, its craters, domes, rills, and gentle slopes, we find a landscape both alien and familiar. Its textures, softly highlighted under silvery light, encourage exploration at a gentle pace. Each ridge and valley is an invitation to wander mentally, tracing patterns slowly, letting awareness drift along the contours of a world both ancient and serene. The moon's quiet illumination also touches the inner world. As we observe or imagine it, attention softens, thoughts slow, and tension releases. Its light becomes a lens through which both the external world and our internal landscape are gently illuminated, revealing calm spaces, expansive awareness, and a sense of continuity that extends beyond the moment. In this gentle presence, the moon acts as a guide for rest. Its steady orbit, serene glow, and timeless rhythms provide a framework for letting go, for aligning with the quiet pulse of the night. Awareness drifts along this cadence, gradually relaxing the body, softening thoughts, and allowing consciousness to float into stillness. Even as sleep approaches, the moon remains a companion, a quiet anchor in the night. Its phases, its light, its presence across the sky offer reassurance and serenity. We feel tethered to a larger rhythm, a universal pulse that continues whether awake or asleep, a gentle reminder that rest is natural, restorative, and part of the ongoing flow of life. As this moment unfolds, the moon's quiet journey encourages complete surrender to stillness. Observing its light, tracing its orbit, and imagining its serene surface, the mind softens, attention fades, and a deep, restorative calm spreads across body and consciousness. In the gentle glow of the moon, the night becomes a sanctuary, and sleep a natural, unhurried progression. As the night grows quieter, the moon continues its silent voyage across the sky. Its pale light stretches across valleys, rivers, forests, and rooftops, softening edges and blurring distinctions between forms. Everything appears calmer under this gentle glow, as if the world itself is exhaling after the day's activity. In this light, the mind can drift, letting thoughts dissolve like mist, and the body begins to sink into a state of restful stillness. The moon's presence reminds us that time flows steadily, without urgency. Its orbit traces a path that is both precise and serene, rising and setting with gentle consistency. Watching it, even in imagination, teaches patience, a sense of continuity, and the quiet strength of persistence. Every phase, every settled change, is part of a rhythm larger than ourselves, a rhythm we can align with as we release the tensions of the day. Shadows stretch and shift beneath the moon's illumination. Hills, craters, and plains on the lunar surface appear soft and contemplative, each subtle ridge and curve inviting the mind to follow, to wander, and to rest in observation. Light and shadow play a slow, quiet dance, creating a visual meditation that calms attention and eases awareness into gentle reflection. The moon's phases provide an enduring sense of balance. Waxing and waning, full and crescent, they remind us that all things move in cycles. Growth, presence, decline, and rest follow one another in patient succession, a rhythm mirrored in nature and in the flow of human experience. Observing this gentle cadence encourages acceptance, mindfulness, and the serenity of knowing that change is natural, inevitable, and often beautiful. Even the faint reflection of earthlight, delicate and soft, adds to the sense of calm. The crescent moon glows subtly with borrowed light, a quiet reminder that even distant forces shape perception and experience. In this gentle illumination, we sense connection, interdependence, and a harmony that extends beyond immediate awareness. Imagining the lunar landscape, craters, domes, rills, and plains, invites a slow, meandering exploration of quiet textures. Each feature holds stories of cosmic history, silent yet enduring, inviting observation without haste. Following these contours mentally, tracing the delicate interplay of light and shadow, allows the mind to slow, settle, and rest in contemplation of enduring beauty. The moon's light softens both the outer and inner world. As attention drifts along its silver glow, thoughts relax, muscles release tension, and a gentle calm permeates consciousness. Its steady presence offers reassurance, a quiet anchor that guides the mind into a state of deep, unhurried tranquility. Even as sleep draws nearer, the moon continues to shine, a constant companion in the night. Its steady orbit, gentle illumination, and patient rhythm encourage release, reflection, and rest. Observing it, imagining its surface, or simply sensing its quiet influence, we align with the natural flow of the universe, allowing body and mind to dissolve into calm and restorative sleep. In the final moments of wakefulness, let the moon's glow settle gently upon your consciousness. Let the silver light soften awareness. Let thoughts drift into silence, and allow the rhythm of lunar cycles, the steady, unhurried pulse of night, to guide you. In its serene presence, the world becomes quiet, the mind expansive, and the body ready for deep, restorative rest. The moon remains, as always, a silent guardian of the night. Its light touches every corner, every shadow, every thought, inviting calm, reflection, and the gentle unfolding of sleep. With its quiet guidance, the night embraces you fully, and rest comes naturally, unhurried and complete. As the night drifts toward its deepest quiet, the moon continues its steady voyage across the sky. Its silver light stretches softly over hills, rivers, forests, and oceans, smoothing the world as if wrapping it in calm. Every edge is softened, every shadow gentled, and every surface becomes a subtle tapestry of light and quiet. In this serenity, the mind can rest completely, thoughts dissolving like fog in the morning, leaving only stillness. The moon, constant yet ever-changing, reminds us of balance. Its phases, from new to full, from waxing to waning, reflect the gentle rhythms of life itself. Growth and rest, presence and retreat, light and shadow, all unfold with quiet inevitability. In observing this natural cadence, we find reassurance, a gentle understanding that all things move according to their own pace, that patience and persistence are woven into the fabric of the universe. Shadows stretch across the lunar surface, delicate and calm. Craters, domes, rills, and plains reveal themselves gradually under the moon's soft glow, each subtle contour an invitation to slow the mind and wander gently through its textures. Light and shadow engage in a quiet dance, guiding attention without effort, encouraging observation without expectation, and fostering deep inner calm. Even the faintest earthlight, reflected upon the crescent moon, whispers of connection. The moon and earth exist in mutual influence, a gentle reminder that even distant forces shape perception and experience. In this soft, borrowed illumination, we sense interconnection, harmony, and the delicate balance of forces that sustain life, thought, and awareness. The lunar landscape, imagined or observed, becomes a meditation in itself. Every ridge, every crater, every dome is a story of time, impact, and endurance. Following these forms with the mind's eye encourages patience, curiosity, and the acceptance of subtle change. There is serenity in tracing these lines, a quiet satisfaction in noticing without needing to alter or judge, in simply being present with the slow, enduring rhythm of the cosmos. The moon's light touches not only the external world, but also the inner landscape. As attention drifts along its gentle illumination, tension releases, awareness softens, and consciousness expands into calm space. The steady rhythm of its orbit, the soft glow across the night, the timeless cycles, it all guides the mind and body into a state of profound relaxation. As sleep approaches fully, the moon remains a quiet companion. Its presence assures us that the universe continues its motion without haste or worry, that night and rest are natural, and that stillness is both needed and abundant. Observing or imagining this celestial companion, we surrender to the gentle unfolding of time, letting body and mind sink into restorative calm. Finally, in the deepest silence of night, the moon is a sentinel of serenity. Its light lingers softly in the mind's eye, illuminating a world both real and imagined, guiding awareness toward rest, reflection, and peace. All is calm, all is quiet, and the gentle rhythm of lunar motion carries us fully into sleep. Rest now in the moon's soft glow. Let its silver light embrace your mind, soften your thoughts, and fill your consciousness with tranquility. The night is vast, the universe patient, and the moon a silent guide to deep, untroubled rest. Sleep peacefully, carried gently by the moon's steady orbit, through the quiet night and into the calm of dreams.